Hi guys, Ray here from City Fan TV. Hope you're all right, guys. Get ready for the game between Fulham and City. Obviously, team news coming out in a few minutes' time, and we've heard some rumours of a team that's out there, and it's a cracking team. I don't know what's going on. Lots of people are saying different things. Magical, mystical, marvellous Mahrez going to bank a hat-trick tonight. They will see if he starts. Pep took Mahrez off at 60 minutes, so maybe he could start his Haj. Ben Mendes, Haj, it's going to be interesting. If it's the team that I was reading about, let me open my other laptop and get this team that I was reading about earlier. Oops. Let's get that a bit straighter. So, guys, just rushing around trying to get this second... this team out. So let's just drop my microphone. There we go. Should be a bit better. Let me just close this down. And that team that I saw, I can't believe it. I can't believe it, guys. Let's close this down. The team I saw was Stefan in goal, Laporte, Hakim, Garcia. I can't believe this. Okay, if Pep's done this, it's crazy. Laporte, Aki, Garcia, Mendy, Bernardo, Rodri, De Bruyne, Cancelo, Aguero, Jesus. So there's no Stones, no Diaz, saving them for the game in the middle of the week. And saving Edison, saving Mahrez, saving Foden, saving Sterling. Can't believe that. I know we need the 3 points. It's madness, Boothie. It is. I can't believe it yet. This is not out yet. Let's just clean this camera. It's not out yet. This is what has been said. I don't believe it. I personally don't believe this. Who's done this? And whoever's done it, people who've copied it and stuff and gone crazy. If that's true, hold my hands up. I'll be shocked. Garcia, he's already his head's in Barcelona. Why are we doing that? Ake, he's only just come back. He's not even had any. No, I don't believe it at all. Because Ake he's only just come back. He hasn't had any minutes, and you're going to throw him in for a full game. Can't believe it. I can't believe it. Let's see what Faris says. Let's see when it's actually released. Let's have a look. So. Anyway, so let's just wait for this team news to come out, guys. Obviously, sad news that Murray Walker's passed away at the age of 97. Well, we'll see. Just as I thought, I saved Edison in the well, if you like a lot of people, they've got Stones, Cancelo, Diaz, Gundogan because he's been scoring lots of goals, Mahrez because he's been scoring goals. We'll see, Haj. We'll see. It'll be very interesting. 1 minute, less than a minute to go, guys. Less than a minute. So I'm just waiting, guys. I'm just waiting. Same as you. Any minute now, guys. Any minute now. Edison, Cancelo, and Gundogan. I can't remember why. I think did I have Mahrez in my side? I might have had Mahrez. I might have eventually finally put Mahrez in, and he's going to get dropped. Evening, Ikram. I hope you're doing well. Here we go. Edison, Cancelo, Diaz, Stones, Laporte, Mendy. So you will get your thingy. Edison, do it again. Edison, Cancelo, Diaz, Stones, Laporte, 3 at the back. 2 wide men in Cancelo and Mendy. Rodri, Bernardo, Torres, Aguero, Jesus. So no Mahrez and no... Who's the other one? Gundogan. Oh, some fantasy teams are going to get absolutely smashed. I took Cancelo out because I just got sick and tired of him not playing. Cancelo and Stones getting dropped. Wow, guys. Where's Faris when you need him? Where's Faris when you need him to put up the team? Yes, Stones, Edison, and Cancelo. You got lucky hard. You got lucky. I'll tell you who I had. Give me a sec. So tell me what you think, guys. They've been all right back. Walker's not playing. I'll go through this team again. We've got 3 at the back, and that's probably, it's going to be 3 at the back in Cancelo, Diaz, and Stones. Okay? Sorry, Laporte, Diaz, and Stones. I think Cancelo will play right wing back. Mendy will probably play left wing back. Rodri is DM. Then we have Bernardo, Torres, Aguero, and Jesus. So it looks like we're playing something like 3-5-2. 3-5-2, guys. It's a bit weird. Hey, Cameron's like, I'm all right. I'm all right, buddy. Cheers, LG and Cow. Oh, you were up first. So let's have a look at that. You're asking who I had. I think I've been battered. This is just a horrible fantasy season for me. I'm having a terrible time. Let's just pick up my team. Yeah, I've got Diaz and Cancelo. I got lucky. I lose Gundogan. I had Jorginho on the bench, so he'll come in. He'll get me 3 points for Gundogan. But my bench actually did quite well. Ben Mee and Dallas get no points for them. Anyway, let's forget about that. I thought Aguero would start Ikram, you know. So that's interesting. It'll be interesting. I think it's a 3. You can argue it's a 3-4-3. It can be a 3-5-2. It could be anything we want, Faris, to be honest. It could be anything we want. We could go and play something like Stones, Diaz, Laporte at the back, Cancelo, Mendy as wing backs, Rodri as DM, Bernardo, and yeah, actually, it's probably 3-4-3. Probably 3-4-3. You're probably right there, Faris, because I would rather have Bernardo with Rodri and then Torres, Jesus, Aguero up front. That seems more like it. There's a lot you can do here. I mean, you could. Nah, you can't. There's no other way to play. You can't play 4 at the back, including Mendy. Cancelo's got to be playing in midfield. There's no way you can have Stones, Diaz, and Laporte and not have them as a 3, unless you play Cancelo as a left right back and Mendy as a left midfielder. I just can't see it. Yeah, 3-4-3. Laporte, Stones, Diaz as a 3. Cancelo, Mendy, fullbacks. Rodri and Bernardo as the engine, and wingers are Torres and Jesus and Aguero striker. It sounds right. Ben Mendy and Cancelo whipping in crosses for. It'd be great. Ben Mendy and Cancelo whipping in crosses for the height of Aguero, the non-headering ability of Gabriel Jesus. I'm just looking at my. Let me just look at my lad. My lad's going to kill me. I give him advice, and he played his wild card today. This is my lad's wild card: Gundogan and Mahrez. And off the bench, he's going to get Bamford, who got 1 point today, and he might get lucky. He's got the Leeds fella called Struijk. He got 6 points. One of their defenders. And I think he got him, saving him for the next week game. So if Gundogan and Mahrez drop out or don't feature at all, then he'll get Bamford and Struijk. So he's basically hoping that they don't feature at all. Or if they do, someone scores a goal. Otherwise, it's not worth it. So he was doing all right up to then. Anyway, so it's going to be interesting. Aguero's good at headers, hard, but he's 5'8". 5'8". Cancelo will probably invert and help out Silva and Rodri midfield. I think that's how it's going to be. Ikram, I think we'll end. Ikram. He's not. I don't think he's going to play a fullback at all. He's going to play in midfield. I think we're going to play 3-5-2, 3-4-3, as Faris said. He'll be playing it as a wide midfielder or as a wide man, as another wide man. Faris says, I like the lineup. I always wanted to see Jesus on the wing and the back 3 of Stones, Laporte, Diaz. We've seen the back 3 before, but we've not seen Jesus on the left since last season at least. So it's going to be interesting. Mendy getting game time. Let's see if we can do any business. for minutes it was a good game. What's this, Faris? Saw more hypocrisy from salty Liverpool fans. I remember when there were Spring fans who celebrated VVD injury and now celebrating Pickford's injury. Pickford, I didn't know Pickford got injured. But look, sadly, it's not all Liverpool fans. It's the same way. It's not all Everton fans, City fans, and all that. You get some who are brain dead, really are brain dead, and they don't deserve us talking about them. You know, if truth be told, because they are really brain dead. I'm just trying to get my other laptop working because I think the cameras are just a little bit better. I'm just going to see if I can get in because I prefer to use my other laptop. So my lad's got a MacBook Air. Yeah, my other one had a problem with the camera. So my MacBook Pro won't work. I'll have to restart it. Not all City fans, that's what I said, salty to not include all of them. Yeah. Adebayo, I thought he was 6'7", Haj. I can't remember. Was that Aaron Munich is 6'7", sorry. Let's have a quick look at the Fulham team. So we've got Areola, Tete, Anderson, Tosin. Tosin's done really well for £1.5 million. Anguissa, Reed, Lamina, Loftus-Cheek, Caballero, and Lookman. So we did have a look who's on our bench. I'll go back to whoever comes up first, and I'll stick that one up. Anyone who's got the subs. Anyway, back to LG and Gary. Thank you so much for sticking this up. Okay, so let's look at the subs. It's interesting. Stefan, Walker, Gundogan, Zinchenko, De Bruyne, Fernandinho, Mahrez, Foden, Garcia. It's pretty much as strong as we can go, isn't it, on the bench? I can't think of who's missing out. Who's missing out that you say, wow, yeah, why is he missing out? We've got 9 on the bench. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it, Sterling. That's right, Haj. Well done, mate. Thanks for that. So it's Sterling. Yeah. What's that? Someone's triple captain Lascelles. Look, there's a lot of people who actually don't know what they're doing. To be honest, they don't know what they're doing with this game. Ake's, yeah, you're right. Haj is on the ball today. No Ake and no Sterling, which is fair dues. That it's fair dues. He played a lot of footy. Has Sterling and Sterling's played, I think, 25 out of 29. Have we played 29? 20. He's played 25 out of 29. Yeah, Sterling didn't play Ikram. But look, it's not much resting somebody for a game if they're playing weekend after weekend. You know, getting one game as a respite isn't much. So Sterling, look, the point is Sterling will come back for the Borussia Mönchengladbach game, unless Pep hates him and has dropped him. But Sterling will come back for the Borussia Mönchengladbach game, and Sterling will come back for the game against Everton. So that's what I'm expecting. So he gets a good break, 10 days between games, and he can come back for 2 games, and then it's international break. Faris says, look, I got Stones, Edison, and DS in my fantasy team. I would like a clean sheet. We haven't had one for, was it 4 games, Faris? So that's why when I was helping my lad pick his team, I said he's got Mahrez and Gundogan, and this is the frustration for him. He's played his wild card, and he's got Mahrez and Gundogan in there, and they ain't playing. I'm looking at. He's had a good week. He had Martinez in goal. He was unlucky because Newcastle scored in the 94th minute. He had Martinez in goal. He's got Target, who got a couple of bonus points. He's got Dallas, who had a clean sheet, and Watkins. And on the bench, he had Bamford, Struijk, and Adebayo on the bench. But I think that's just to fill in the numbers. And Adebayo is dead cheap. Nice to see a start for Torres. Yeah, international break again, really. It's crazy. It is an experiment, Paris. Look, he wants to see those 3 play together. And if you think about it, if we have 3 guys playing together who are playing really well, that means the rest of your players, and Rodri, that's 4. You've got 6 players who are attackers, which is kind of what we do. But it's just different. It's going to be dead interesting, guys. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you think the score's going to be? A City going to keep a clean sheet? Faris is begging for. Faris is begging for a clean sheet. Personally, I'm not bothered. I'm not. Look, don't get me wrong. I'd love us to get a clean sheet, but if we win 6-1, I'm not bothered about the clean sheet, to be honest. But it'd be interesting to see what happens. It'd be interesting if Aguero can score. He hasn't scored for over a year. Only positive from the international break is the rest, but that could ruin our form and rhythm, says Faris. I don't think it's that bad, Faris, because if you look at it, I mean, we're still playing a lot of games. We're still playing a lot of games. We've got Borussia Mönchengladbach on Tuesday and Everton on Saturday. Then we've got the international break. And in some respects, it's good because if it is going to be the way it's going to be, Diaz is going to get a break. Bernardo Silva's going to get a break. Edison's going to get a break. Cancelo, Fernandinho, Aguero, Jesus, all going to get a break. And it's great because that's your goalie, it's your right back, your centre back, all going to get a break. You're going to get Jesus up front, a break. Bernardo in midfield, a break. Aguero up front, a break. So many players are going to get a rest. You know, it's going to be good for us. Hope Mendy doesn't flop, says Mr. Arik. I hope so soon, buddy. I'll probably cry for Aguero scores tonight. Oh, come on, Bill, don't you get me. You got to grow up, man. As Piers Morgan says, man up, man up. Archers, I'm curious for playing style. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how we do it. Our front three needed a performance. All I've got a point to prove yet. I think the biggest ones, obviously, Torres and Aguero. They've got something to show. They've got something to prove. They've got to prove that they deserve getting game time. You can see Pep wants a defensive masterclass. He's tying up the back line for the Champions League and domestic cup games. Ikram says, will be interesting to see how the centre-back trio work together. Laporte on the left, Stones in the middle. No. Diaz in the middle, Stones on the right, Cancelo on the left. They have played together before, Ikram, if I'm correct, and that's how we did it. Do we need a defensive masterclass? 4 goals in the last 2 games? We do need one, Faris. That's right. Aguero's unhappy he didn't play last week. Apparently so. If you saw, as I mentioned yesterday, was it yesterday I mentioned it? The interview that Ian Cheeseman did with Pablo Zabaleta. Zaba said that Aguero wasn't happy. He wasn't happy that he didn't. He wasn't happy that he didn't play the derby against United because he said, "Look, he's been here, so long." Kind of part of the furniture, isn't it? And he knows what it means to the fans and the players to play the Manchester derby, and he's got such a good record. He wants to play. So I think he's probably said something. He's really disappointed. He didn't even come on when we were losing. Wasn't Stones in the middle last time? I can't remember it, Cram, to be honest. I can't see why Diaz would be on the right, because Diaz plays on the right centre-back and the left centre-back. So I'm sure Stonesy was on the right. Stonesy's always been on the right. Jesus needs to shut the haters up against his Faris. And Aguero needs to show that he still has it. Yeah. And Torres needs to show that he can give something to the squad. I don't know what the Fulham pitch is very small. Yeah, it's a tight pitch. But I said it's a lovely pitch to walk down the river. It's a nice old trek. I've been a few times. As I said, it's a nice... And when the sun's out and it's really, it is a pleasant stroll. And it's an evening game, so it might not have been a pleasant stroll in the cold, but an afternoon kickoff in the sun, it's nice. Diaz in the middle, the part on the left and Stones on the right. That's what I reckon, Faris. Because if you think about it, Stones has played right back for us and Laporte has played left back. And if you also think about it, as I said, Diaz plays right side or left side. So he can, you'd think he'd feel comfortable wherever. And Stones plays on the right normally. So you'd expect all this. When we're attacking, Laporte could slot in at left back, and then Mendy will be pushing up high up the pitch at times. Beyond Notre Dame, Mendy's not playing as a left back. Mendy's not playing as a left back. He'll be playing as a left winger. I hope. Left midfielder or left winger, or as a wing back. And I think most of the time, when we're defending, Rodri could well slot back and work with the Diaz. That can happen. Ahmed 3 at the back, absolutely, buddy. Hard to be honest. I don't check the referee, so I have no idea. I never check. I'll tell you who it is, but I never check who the referee is. I'll be honest, it's not a concern of mine. Everton still losing 2-1 at home to Burnley. Everton trying their level best. Everton trying their level best to let Liverpool catch them up. The lineup accommodates Mendy and Cancelo. Also, Rodri and Bernardo have a lot of space to cover. Both are young and got the legs to cover, hopefully. Well, the other good thing is we'll have Mendy and Cancelo in midfield as well. So they'll work hard as well. I'm just trying to see if I can get the ref's name for you. Let's have a look if there's anything. BBC going City playing a 3-4-1-2. Who the hell picked this? Who the hell picked this? They put Torres playing behind Gabriel Jesus and Aguero. Look, you're going to look at this and you're going to laugh that the people don't have a clue what's going on. Referee is Andre Mariner. Andre Mariner is the referee. I think Mendy needs to shut everyone up to his hands. Mendy's more of a left wing back than a left back anyway. I think 3 at the back will suit him better than 4 at the back. Says Ikram. Yeah, look, when there's a problem at left back, I will expect Laporte to be in one dealing with it initially and Mendy to come back and support. If there's a problem on the right, I expect Cancelo to come back to support Stones. If it's a problem in the middle, you get Rodri dropping back as well. So I don't think that's a problem. No one had a chance of predicting that. Haj, nobody. When I look at that City lineup, I wouldn't have had Laporte in there to start. Well, how many people would have picked Mendy? Nobody would have picked Mendy. Nobody. Edison, Cancelo, Stones, Diaz, I can accept. Rodri, Bernardo, Aguero, I was expecting him to start, but Jesus was 50-50, but no chance of getting Laporte, Mendy, and Torres. No chance. And dropping Mahrez, De Bruyne, and Gundogan and Foden. No way you could have expected all 4 of them to be dropped. Faris says I would have had Stones and Laporte. I was actually thinking they might have Stones and Laporte, Faris, to give Diaz a rest. I don't like Diaz to have a rest, to be honest. But end of the day, guys, it'll be interesting. Guys, don't forget, please like and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We really have had a fantastic 10 days since we, or was it a week? Not even a week now since we moved everything across to this channel. It's gone ballistic, as they say. It's been fun, dabby, dozy. If you remember your crankies, it's gone crazy on this channel. It's gone absolutely crazy. Well, it can behave. No, we're not having Carson yet. It's been absolutely crazy. 13 likes, guys. Keep those likes coming in. Make sure you hit that like button. And I will just do a little change here. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure if you are new to the channel, please subscribe. Help us. I don't know what the target is now. I don't know what the target is. The target is as many. But the target is 1,000 subscribers by the end of the season. That's the target. It's got to be, guys, hasn't it? It's got to be. Fulham haven't been conceding a lot, Haj. Yep, you have to go back to September to see when Fulham conceded 3 goals in a game. Fulham conceded three times in September, and I don't think they conceded 3 in a league game ever since. It's mostly been lots of 0-0s and losing 1-0s and winning 1-0s and stuff like that. So JITIAR35, GTR35, yes, is it GTR? I don't know. 35, 343, absolutely. 200 subs, Faris, it's been fab. A week ago, we had about, I think, 38 subs a week ago. And as I said, it's gone absolutely ballistic. And we're on 214 subs. I mean, basically, it's gone up by 400 or 500% in the last couple of weeks. So, well done, guys, for coming across and joining. It's what we want to see. It's what we want to see. But just make sure, guys, now that you're here, please subscribe if you're new to the channel and give us a thumbs up. Get those likes coming in. Fulham haven't really been battered by anyone lately. Yeah, they lost 4-3 to Leeds, I remember, early in the season, and they had 2 3-0 losses. But apart from that, they've done pretty well. apart from that, pretty well. Spencer Mark, we shall find out if we can score goals today. Hope so. Let's look at some more comments. I say beyond Ultra Gaming, help us to get to 1,000 subscribers or followers or whatever they call it. Subscribers in it on YouTube. Let's get to 1,000 by the end of the season. It's a tough ask. We've only got March, April, and May. We've got best part 3 months. The rest of March, we've got 15 days. April and all of May, if we get to the final of the competitions, it's about 10 to 11 weeks. See what we can do. Yeah, Fulham, a lot of draws. Ikram Ahmed says, what I wanted to since Diaz and Stones broke their roofs. Hopefully the three at the back works, but then hopefully Pep doesn't do this in the Champions League. So just stick to your guns in the Champions League. Hopefully Pep has learned from his mistakes. What's this? I don't think Pep cares about scoring. He wants a clean sheet. He'll take a draw with this lineup. No, he won't. We want to win. The point is, I'll keep saying it again, you don't want to give anybody a sniff. We're 11 points clear. Okay, really. United got the game in hand. Let's say they win it. We're 11 points clear. You drop 2 points against Fulham, you're 9 points clear. We've got Leicester to play. We got Chelsea to play. We've got Everton to play this season. No, don't give anything away. Don't even give anybody a sniff. You win this game, you stay 11 points clear. You've got 8 games to go. It's ours for the losing, but don't give anybody a sniff. You give somebody a sniff, you never know what's going to happen, and then you start to wobble. No, you got to keep on winning. Ikram's going 3-0 City. Hardy's going 2-0 City. You got to remember, Ikram, no one scored 3 goals in a league game against Fulham since September. They might be near the bottom. I think their goal difference is -11. So they're not getting pasted. So if you last couple of days, I've gone through some of their scores. Their last few weeks, or few months of scores, and they've not let in more than 2 goals since September in the league. Ikram says Aguero, Torres, Jesus, whole front 3, 1 goal each. Fingers crossed. Maybe a Sly Mendy assist is Ikram. Exactly. I don't know what that was for, Spencer Mark, but a win, not a draw. We're not here for a draws. We're not coming for that. We keep that 11-point lead as a minimum. United drop a point somewhere, that goes up to 13, or Leicester drop points. We've got to keep winning. Beyond Rodriguez says City 3, Fulham 2. Wow. Mohammed, please. Sorry, mate, I can't read the Arabic so well. It's too small for my eyes as well. So sorry about that. But please subscribe to the channel if you can. Give us a thumbs up. Ahmed said, guys, let's not forget what Benjamin Mendy can actually do. He can absolutely obliterate any game if he wants to, if he tries, if it's his day. He's got to be fit. He's got to be confident. He's got to be on his game. Our front is dead, though. Hope they can score. I think we will. We'll break that run of Fulham not conceding 3 goals for a long time, says Ikram. We'll see, mate. I'm not as confident as you, simply because I don't think if we get that lead, I don't think we're going to, if we get a couple of goals, I don't see us busting a gut. There might be 1 or 2 players who will bust a gut. I think Torres will. I think Aguero should. Jesus should. Yeah, I think our attackers will try and bust a gut to show that. They might all be thinking we might be playing for one position here. So let's bust a gut to get the goals. Even Mendy will be busting a gut to score or to assist. People don't let goals in until City comes, says Haj. We'll see. He says he doesn't understand English, but has been one of your followers. Oh, thank you. Salam to you. Let me go back to Mohammed. Washrak Mohammed. Salam to you, brother. Thanks for joining. See, I know you guys will help me out. My Arabic, I can't read that. Even in the days when I could read Arabic reasonably well, it's way too small. I can read bits of it. I can understand, but it's a long time since. It's a long time since I read Arabic. So Spencer Mark says, I'm not confident of Jesus or Aguero scoring, so it's a Torres goal for me. I think Fulham are going to put up a fight here, but we will end up winning. Hey, look, you've got to remember beyond Ultra Gaming, was it last week, and I got the score right. It was only last week that Fulham beat the best team in the history of football. Fulham beat the best team in the history of football, and that was Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool. It was only last week, guys. So, hey, they'll be on a high. Hey, come on, let's be honest. Who doesn't win at Anfield? Who's not won at Anfield in 2021? There's only 2 teams. Can you tell me the 2 teams who've not won at Anfield in 2021? There's a quiz. We're on the 13th of March. Can you name me the 2 teams that have not won at Anfield in 2021? In the league, only 2 teams haven't won at Anfield. Tell me who they are. Our defence was pretty shaky in the Southampton game. The ball went into the back of the net 3 times, and they were all pretty decent goals. Hopefully, it was a one-off. I think it was, but it's good to see Stones back. I'm confident in my man John Stones. Official says Haj. Raheem Sterling is rested. Expected that. Nathan Ake is not yet fit enough to return after his injuries. And you'd expect that. That's why when someone said Ake is going to start. See, actually, when someone said Ake was going to start, I didn't believe that. Because I said, no, because he's not even come off the bench. He's not even had a few minutes at the end of the game. He was never going to start. It was a load of rubbish, that thing. And people fell for it hook, line and sinker. Hope Benny plays it safe because that guy's moving like Mr. Bean on the pitch. Aguero captain, yeah, you'd expect that. I mean, there's no one else there. Because Fernandinho's not playing, because Kevin De Bruyne's not playing and Sterling's not playing. Aguero has to be the captain. It says so on the screen, man. It says so on the screen as well. Mohammed said he can't understand English, but he follow you. Thank you, Hayat. Thank you. Salam to you, Hayat. And shukran. Shukran to everybody for my Arabic brothers for their support. We respect Fulham absolutely. Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool. Yep, Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool are one of the 2 teams that haven't won at Anfield in 2021. Do you know who the others are? That's it, Haj. Man United haven't won at Anfield. Can't remember the other one. The other one's Liverpool. Liverpool and Man United haven't won at Anfield in 2021. It would have been the guys, and they've been in good form as well. There goes my KdB in the Fantasy Premier League, by the way. Let's hope he gets a minute or 2. No, I mean, you don't want him to get a minute or 2. You want your subs, if you've got any decent subs. You don't want KdB to come on for 10 minutes, get 1 point for coming on, get a yellow card, and end up with no points. You want whoever's on your bench, if they play, you want them to play and get games. You don't want, like I was looking at my lad's team. He's got Bamford and Struijk, or whatever his name is, from Leeds. Now, if Mahrez and Gundogan don't play, he gets 7 points. If Mahrez and Gundogan come on for 10 minutes each and get a point each, he gets 2 points. It's not worth it. Diaz is captain. Yeah, he's captain material like Spencer Mark. But I think KdB is going to be the next captain. And once Diaz will have to wait for another probably 3 years. Champions League draw. Usually it's going to be I suspect on the Friday after the games, but you got to play the games first, man. When Fernandinho and Aguero eventually leave, would you give club captains to KdB or Diaz? I think Pep will give it to KdB because of who KdB is. I just can't see him giving it to Diaz so quickly. He might, but I just don't see it. Just give me a sec, guys. I'm just going to try and find out when the Champions League draw is for you now. If you saw the Women's Champions League draw, we're playing Barcelona. And if we win that, then we play the winners of this. Sparta Prague are playing PSG. PSG should get through. The winners of Sparta Prague and PSG will, because of COVID, that's been delayed. The winners of that will play Lyon. And we'll play the winners of that, if I'm right. So the draw. Give me a sec. No, they don't tell you the next. Doesn't say when the next draw is. But I suspect it'll be very quick because they're not going to hang around. They're not going to hang around. Friday at noon. Thanks, Ikram. I was going to say they're not going to hang around because the games are coming up thick and fast. We've got to play the quarters and then the semis. So you can't leave it for a week before you decide, because people need to know. But absolutely, let's get through first. It's on Friday. Thanks, Haj. I was looking, I couldn't find it. But that's why I suspect it's normally on a Friday after the Europa League games on a Thursday. They'll do the draw for the Champions League and then the Thursday Night Football Cup, Tin Pot, Mickey Mouse Trophy. They'll do that on Thursday, on the Friday. So they've got to wait till that's over. If you can't beat Man United, forget the Champions League, says Spencer and Mark. Well, look, you can't win everything. We had a great run, mate. 21 wins on the bounce. And since we won that, I stopped running. I haven't stopped running. I haven't run for the last 3 days. I haven't run Thursday, Friday, Saturday, partly because I need a rest. I was too tired. I'd run 20 miles in about 4 days. So I needed a break, and I've had that. Hopefully I'll do a small amount tomorrow and then get back into it. I don't know if I'm on anything, but I feel it should have been one leg ties again this year. I don't know, Ikram. Look, the problem with the leagues are they're greedy as well. They didn't say we're not going to play our cups. It's like in England they could have said we're not going to play. The top teams aren't going to play for instance, in the EFL Cup. Now, if we hadn't played in the EFL Cup, we would have saved 3 matches and then the final. That's 4 games. We would have saved ourselves 4 games. So leagues could have done something. They just chose not to. Ahmed, so what's my thoughts on Ake? Personally, I think he's going to get all the skills to be a world-class player. He's good on the ball. He's very agile. He's amazing. He's only 5'11". Well, he's got a good leap on him. Trust me, he's got a good leap. The thing with Ake, I was disappointed when he played left-back because he's very left-footed. That's what Harger said. He's one-footed. He's very left-footed, and that really did concern me. That especially a team like this of Pep's, you've got to, if you're one-footed and you're a striker, that's one thing. As a defender, you need to have 2 feet. He needs that right foot. He needs that right foot. Ake runs like an old man, says Spencer Mack. Well, look, 2 things. He needs a run of games to get his fitness up, and a run of games to get his form up and his confidence. That's 3 things. But he needs a few games. You can't just turn up and expect him to be top. Let me just send Dan a message. Yes, I'm just going to tell him it was BS. He's the one. Yeah, I'm just saying that Ake is just back from injury and hasn't even had a few minutes yet. They should find out who put that up and shoot them in the knackers, because that was crazy. Spencer Mark, yes and no. Okay, let's go through. Ake's regenerated. Ruud Gullit at centre back. Haj is going from Gabby J double. Laporte is pretty left-footed too. Yeah, but I think Ake is even more. Laporte's awkward is right when he needed his Haj. I agree. The thing with Ake was, now, hear me out. I think we got Ake partly because we wanted something early. We wanted something early. Let's check my messages there. We wanted something early. We wanted to sign it early, just in case the big one we were going for never happened. Okay? And Ake ticks a lot of boxes. He ticks a lot of boxes. They obviously thought he was at the right price. He's homegrown because of his time at Chelsea. That makes a huge difference as well. And he's a competent, good player. Okay? Now, for that, so for me, it was a decent signing. And if we didn't get anybody else, we still had him. If we didn't get anybody else. So we at least had the player. Ahmed said, I haven't spent any money on subs, just got the cheapest players and sat them on the bench. People could actually start the Brewster, Jagielka, Forster and Bernardo from Brighton, but he's gone. Games on BT Sport. It's on BT Sport. I'm going to say it's on BT Sport. I got BT Sport. If McManaman is commentating, he's going to give me a headache. I think McManaman wasn't he commentating on the first game today, so he shouldn't be on today. Aki is 25. He's played 6 years as a pro already. He's been playing pro since 19. Well, he was on the books at Chelsea since he was 18, I think, or 17 or whatever. So he's done the stuff. He's done his times. He's done his time. What was I going to check now? Totally forgot now. I'll tell you who my bench are, Ahmed, okay? And you tell me why you couldn't have a similar bench. My bench in Fantasy Premier League is Jorginho, who played today, got 3 points. Ben Mee, who got 2 points. And Dallas, who got 6 points. Now, yeah, I'm kicking myself for having Dallas on the bench. But I've got Diaz, Cancelo, and Target as my other defenders. So it is what it is. It is what it is. So my lad's subs. Let me check his subs on his team. His bench is Bamford, Struijk, and Adebayo. Adebayo on the bench. Why have I got Jorginho on the bench? Haj, he's £4.7 million. So Jorginho is a cheap purchase. £4.7 million. He scores the odd penalty. So he's on my bench. So he's not starting my games. He's on the bench. So if somebody doesn't start, then Jorginho comes on. If Jorginho plays, he normally gets 2 points, 3 points because Chelsea right now are not conceding many goals. And last game he got a penalty. He was on the bench, I think, for me last time. So I didn't get anything. But if he comes on, I know usually I'm going to get 2 or 3 points, and occasionally I'll get the penalty and I'll walk away with 7 or 8, maybe 9 or 10 points. For a guy who costs 4.7 million, he's dirt cheap. And that's right, Ikram, penalties. But he's 4.7 million, I think I paid for him. Dirt cheap. So I don't see why people can't have Jorginho on the bench, because he's a guy who does play occasionally. Selman, Mendy and Atkins. I don't think so, Spencer Mack. Mendy, I'm happy to sell. Ake, the guy deserves a second season, and I think he'll get that. Silky with the back-to-back player of the month, and Baldy with the back-to-back manager of the month. Yeah, but Ahmed, they ain't getting it this month. We ain't going to win it this month because we lost to United. Ilkey's only scored 1 goal this month, and he's only going to get 2 more chances to score a goal this month. I don't think we're going to get them, which is a shame. Faris has got Jorginho. Why Ake? I wouldn't sell Ake, as I said. I'd keep Ake. I'm just looking at stuff. Obviously, just trying to keep on top of what's going on. Obviously, we know about Murray Walker passing away at the age of 97. There's obviously a vigil will be going on today. If you're not aware of that, looking at the scores, I think Everton have finally lost to Burnley. Let's just double check. Everton throwing it away, man. Throwing it away. They were in a good position, and they had a good chance, especially with Chelsea drawing today. They had a good chance of getting somewhere they've lost. They must be gutted, because I really do think they. I don't think they deserve it. I don't think they're good enough, personally. But they could have done it. And now they've thrown the opportunity away, because they were, in all honesty, they were quite close. They're on 46 points. They've still got a game in hand, but West Ham are 2 points ahead with a game in hand on Everton. But Everton had won that game. They'd have been on 49, 2 points behind Chelsea, with a game in hand on Chelsea. And they're challenging. If West Ham could have get something against United, Everton would be 5 points behind United with a game in hand. If they'd won, it would have been all tight. They'd have been just behind Leicester, just behind Chelsea, just behind West Ham. It would be so tight. Now you've got the prospect. Everton have got the prospect. They play the same number of games as Liverpool. They're only 3 points ahead of Liverpool. So I expect Liverpool to overtake Everton quite within a few games. People sleeping on Ake. He's a solid, reliable defender now. Garcia's leaving. It's the best to keep him. Absolutely, I said so. Like on Mendy's the only natural left back needed. Left back. I think we're going to get a left back. That's the position we're going for: a left back and a striker. Zinchenko's about left back. Ake is solid, says Haj. The way I play fantasy football is just to go all out on the starting 11. Kane and Watkins up front. Jota, Bale, Sigurdsson, KdB and Son. Diaz, Shaw and the mighty target. He's been amazing, says Ahmed. Okay, Ahmed. Let's look at my team then. Come on, you're forcing me to tell you what my team is. I've got Martinez in goal. Martinez got the second number of clean sheets, the top clean sheets in the Premier League. I've got Diaz, Cancelo and Target. That's my starting defence. Right now, I've got Mason Mount. Not so sure about him. In midfield with Bale, Son and Gundogan. And up front, I've got Harry Kane, Vardy, Watkins. On the bench, I've got Pope, the Burnley keeper, Jorginho, Ben Mee and Dallas. And most of the season, I've had Mo Salah. Now I've finally dropped Mo Salah because he's really expensive. Dropping Mo Salah allows basically me to get Harry Kane and Vardy in the same team. I think early in the season I had Salah and KdB, but right now Kane is the man you probably want. Emi Martinez in net has been a little revelation, absolutely. Hart says I didn't captain Kane because he had a knock. Yeah, well I've captained him. If by mistake I've got Bale as vice captain. Okay, we'll see. The problem is Arsenal don't let in too many goals, but in a North London derby, Arsenal want to beat them. Arsenal probably won't get into the Champions League. Okay, but they got 2 games in hand on Chelsea, and if they win both those games, they're 7 points behind Chelsea with 9 games to go. I mean, it's possible with a cracking run that Arsenal can do it. But more likely is that they're going to go for the Europa League spots. Now, Everton, I think Europa League will go down to 6th, possibly 7th. Okay, now Everton are in 6th with 46 points. If Arsenal can catch them, that means winning their games in hand. They could get to Europa League. They can still get Europa League with 11 games to go. So the Champions League is probably out of the question. And the only way they're going to get Champions League really is by winning the Europa League, which I don't think they're good enough. So you cannot just knock the league on the head and say we're just going to focus on the Europa League. They've got to go out and try and beat Spurs. And in trying to beat Spurs, they might leave themselves open. But I think Arteta would rather take a draw than take a risk of losing. Rather than go for the win, he's going to try and take a draw. He's just going to make himself hard to beat, and I don't think that's good enough. I think you've got to go there to try and beat them. I'm telling you, Everton are helping Liverpool. Mendes one-trick pony with no brain suspense. Very, very harsh, but very, very true. Having said that, when I said my issue with Mendy is he always goes on the outside. He never comes on the inside. So you know what he's going to do. When Cancelo plays on the left, this was very early in the season, Cancelo goes on the outside or the inside, and he can shoot. Mendy can't do any of that. Mendy can't really dribble. He just knocks it past the player, runs, gets it, crosses it, or passes it. And then the next game, Mendy, bang, on the inside. He was always going on the inside. Wonder about that. I just don't want Chelsea to get top 4 as hard as well. Right now, West Ham are knocking on the door. And I said, West Ham are playing United. Do West Ham go there and say a 0-0 is good enough? I don't think so. I mean, they've got a game in hand over United. If West Ham, here you go. If West Ham can beat United, they're on 51 points, which is the same as Chelsea. They'll be level on points with Chelsea, with a game in hand. They'll be 2 points behind Leicester, played the same number of games. 3 points behind United, played the same, and a game in hand over United. They've got to go for the win. You go out for a draw, you stay behind everybody else. You give Tottenham the chance to catch you. You give Everton, who are only 2 points behind you, a chance. And you give Liverpool, who would then be 6 points behind you. You're giving everybody a chance to catch you. You've got to have the guts to go for it. You've got to have the guts to go for it. They'll be looking to even qualify for that tournament. Chelsea can't. deny better with Tuchel. Well, they're very clean sheet FC Chelsea. They've not let him many goals in, and they've not lost since he's been there. They're actually a good side to have defenders from Chelsea in your fantasy league. You know, the ones at the moment to have as defenders, City have let 4 in the last 2 games, and in fact they've let in the last 4 games we haven't kept a clean sheet, if I'm right, in the league. So Chelsea are the ones who are keeping the clean sheets now. No slip-ups this, Spencer Mac, absolutely, mate. We're nearly ready for kickoff, guys. No draws, no VAR losses, please. Another thing to bottle, if J-Lings was playing West Ham would win, says J-Lings, who calls him J-Lings? We're not a City, we're not United fans. Who's the ref? Andre Marin is the ref. Lingard's not eligible for this game. Here's a question: if we get a penalty now, who takes it? Aguero. There you go. Hopefully United and Liverpool will be at the top 4. I can't stand their toxic fans. I think United will be there. I just can't see 3 teams getting above United. Just can't see it. But you never know. Look, it's up to West Ham. If West Ham can beat United, that gives Leicester the opportunity to leapfrog United. So, you know, and then Chelsea can beat United. It's so time. Needs some development, so I need a serious number of minutes, and he's not going to get that at City with Diaz, Stones and Laporte, so it could be a back of his mind alone. Who's that? Ake? No, Ake's not going to go out on loan. Why would he go out on loan? He's been injured most of the season, Ahmed. If Ake hadn't been injured all the season, he'd have played a few games at left back. He'd have played a couple of games at centre back. I'm sure of it. United City's definitely getting top 4. Yeah, I think City United are guaranteed, and the rest are up for grabs. Up for grabs. Cancelo would be a penalty. I just think he'd miss it. If Ederson keeps a clean sheet and scores a penalty, how many points? Well, the thing is, you only get 6 points for scoring a goal as a defender, and he counts as a defender. So you get 6 points for the scoring a goal. You get 6 points for the clean sheet. Well, 2 points for playing, 6 points. Sorry, 2 points for playing, 4 points for the clean sheet, 6 points for the goal. That makes 12. Then he'd get, he'd get some points as bonus points. He might get a bonus point because he's got a goal and a clean sheet. But it depends on, it depends on saves as well. How many times he touched the ball, how many saves and whatever. But I think he could get, the most he could get is about 15 points. Props to Oli, because I never expected him to get top 4. Hey, guys, props to us because we would be out of them for a long part of the early season. Cancelo misses lots of shots. It's hard. Ederson could have had a clean sheet and goal against goal and assist against Spurs. But I triple captain. Yeah, but who's going to triple captain him? You know, I did a double captain of Diaz last week, and he let him 4 goals. Or he didn't play 1. Yeah, he let him 4 goals. Captain him Diaz for 4 goals? Not good. United fans don't even treat him well. He's not a United fan from heart. If we can perform better than the current guy, you'll get more than enough games. Look at Stone, man, crawled out of the bin. I think someone triple captain Mahrez last week. Haj, I'll tell you what happens. You'll see sometimes someone gets a massive score, and it's because they set the team up to get a massive score for 1 week only. They pick who's doing well. Usually, if they want to be on some, you see people who pick the first 2 or 3 games, pick all the players from there, either do a bench boost or a triple captain, yeah, so that they can get the maximum points and get lucky. And then they're number 1 for that weekend or for a part of that weekend. Then people catch them up, and that's what we see. Anyway, guys, game's going to start in 10 minutes. Thanks so much for joining. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up, give us a like, and we'll join you at the end of the game. It's going to be a late finish, guys. It's going to be finishing around 10 o'clock for you, 11 o'clock for me. I'm going to be knackered. I was up at 6. So I'm going to be knackered tonight. But, guys, I'll see you later, guys. Take it easy, and we'll catch you at the end of the game.